Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to Essential Oils for In-Home Health. If this is your first time here at Well World TV's Facebook page, welcome. I'm excited you're here. It's Tuesday. It's a beautiful day. The weather is perfect. Again, if this is your first time here on Well World TV, let me tell you a little bit about what we do and why we're here. Well World TV is a digital platform committed to providing inspirational and educational content with wellness providers from all over the world, and that's why I'm here today to share a little bit about essential oils. Again, my name is Andrea Warren, and I'm your host for Essential Oils for In-Home Health. And today we're going to be covering quite a few different topics in the world of essential oils, but mostly in the lane of weight loss, weight management, sort of that whole body wellness and maintaining healthy body image, and a little bit more. So as I always say, I have my handy dandy notes because I tend to go off, so they keep me in line and on task. So as I said, we're going to cover a few different things today in the area of weight loss, weight management, and body image. But I don't know about you guys. My friend Catherine said this the other day on my personal page, and I heard her loud and clear. COVID-19 is starting to look like the COVID 30. Remember the freshman 15? So I know a lot of people are trying to, figure out how to eat now and exercise when many of us can't even, we just got barred from even going to parks and where we usually walk. So, and if you saw my personal page lately, my daughter has now started a culinary arts degree program in my home. And she's creating chocolate cakes and pastas and everything you can imagine that is not healthy. And I'm excited that she's found a way to keep herself busy during this time. But I have to admit, I'm already purchasing another pair of running shoes because the need to exercise is becoming even more apparent now that I have this culinary arts student. But again, I digress. But trying to maintain a healthy weight during this time is extremely difficult, right? We're navigating this new world. We're navigating, working at home, homeschooling at home, and then there's the boredom. Oh my gosh, the boredom. I mean, I can only binge Netflix for so much and play cards and. Again, I'm sure there's a million things you guys could suggest I could do. So please, by all means, drop them in the comments. But boredom causes many of us to emotionally eat. And when we usually emotional eat, we usually grab for something extremely unhealthy. And there's a whole reason why we do that, but that's not for this show. That's for a whole nother show. But we may not be grabbing for the right thing. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how essential oils can help us sort of keep our weight in check. If we're somebody who's struggling to achieve weight loss goals, that how these essential oils can help us get there. I'm also going to share some recipes where we'll be using some essential oils in the recipes that can help our overall wellness. And lastly, to me, which is another huge component and a necessary one when we're talking about weight loss journey, is our mindset about weight loss. This is a huge one. And I know Deborah's had some amazing guests on the last few weeks on her psychology of well-being that have talked about body image. And we're going to talk about how essential oils and some mindset techniques can help us get through some of that, which I think is incredibly important. So first, I'm going to start off, like I said, we're going to talk about some essential oils that we would like to bring into our wellness and overall weight loss routine. I always talk about this story. If you're somebody who has seen me talk about exercise and essential oils, this is one study that I always go to. And the reason why is because this study backs it up big time, the connection between the brain, essential oils, and our physical body. So Dr. Alan Hirsch is a physician that brought in about 3,000 weight loss participants. Now, these people were at the end of their rope. They were people who struggled for a very long time with weight loss, and they failed miserably. And what Dr. Hirsch wanted to do is find out if there was a connection between the hypothalamus, the limbic part of the brain, and satiation, that feeling of being satisfied. Like if he could figure out this magic to make people feel more satisfied before they ate a meal, then they wouldn't just sit down and eat plate after plate or go grab something afterward. He wanted to figure out how he could get the brain to feel satiated while they were eating. And what he found was, what he did was he took the 3,000 participants and he diffused peppermint essential oil 30 minutes before a meal. And what he found was amazing. And that's why I love telling this story, because it just cements the connection. He found that not only were the large majority of individuals losing weight, and some lost upwards to 30 pounds, but the connection was so good that the communication between the peppermint essential oil and the hypothalamus was so good about the body feeling satiated that he had to take people off the study because they were becoming underweight. So just digest that. Think about that. So diffusing some peppermint essential oils 30 minutes before a meal, and that connection between mind, brain, and body allowed these people to feel so full that they didn't have to eat an entire plate of food. So I want you to keep that in mind if you're somebody who this is something you struggle with, right? And again, we're talking about some emotional eating, boredom eating. Pop your diffuser on, put a few drops of peppermint in there, and do the test yourself. And again, this was a series of 3,000 participants. So this was a large control group. This wasn't something small, and the success was amazing. So the next essential oil that I'd like to talk about is grapefruit essential oil. And I don't know if many of you were 80s kids. I was born in the 70s, but during the late 70s, early 80s, I don't know if you remember the grapefruit diet. Like everybody was doing the grapefruit diet. But I think everybody missed the memo that when you're doing the grapefruit diet, you cannot add like 2 tablespoons of refined sugar, because that sort of just defeats the whole purpose of the grapefruit diet. But to be honest with you, grapefruit has an amazing compound in it that supports healthy metabolism and keeping our appetite in check. So they had it right. I mean, they totally had it right where, hey, grapefruit is a really great thing to do, but if you remove the sugar. But the best part is here is if you can add a few drops of grapefruit essential oil to your morning shake, or maybe your morning tea, or just to a glass of water, this is a great way to support healthy metabolism and healthy appetite. So another big part when we're talking about our weight loss journey is our insulin levels. Our sugar levels can, wreak havoc on our mood, our sleep, how our body is absorbing nutrients, all of that. So cinnamon essential oil is the perfect oil that supports our insulin and supports our sugar levels. And when that happens, is the great bonus of that is it also helps us stave off those cravings. So when our sugar levels are supported properly, then those cravings that we normally have during the day, those also can sort of be in that checked box. So I would definitely add, you can add cinnamon essential oil, you can add in a lot of different ways. Put a drop or 2 on your green tea. I always use green tea is another great thing to have during the day. And I know a lot of the research with what's going on now with the pandemic is talking about having warm drinks. This is a great way to incorporate that throughout your day. Next oil, number 4, I think we're at, is bergamot. I will talk about bergamot every episode, trust me, because it is one of my favorite essential oils. It has been shown many, many, many times over about its ability for emotional support, supporting our mental health. But it's also an essential oil because of that. Citrus is known for this. It sort of helps support our moods, gets us out, gets us moving. Those days where you don't want to jump on the treadmill or put your shoes on and get outside. Bergamot is a great essential oil to be diffusing. So this one will get your butt out of the bed, and it will also help keep you, support your emotional well-being throughout the day. So bergamot is a great one. Next is lemon. We all know everybody's talked about drinking warm lemon water. This is another great way to add that warm drink throughout the day. Lemon also supports our metabolism. Again, this is another great essential oil that supports our metabolism, and I love it. And not all vegetables are fabulous. I don't know about you, but I really, some vegetables I can take or leave. And lemon essential oil is a great oil to add to broccoli, spinach, kale, even Brussels sprouts, because all of these fruits and vegetables are great, but not all of them taste so great. My husband always jokes around, like we had beets the other day, and he's like, it tastes like dirt. Add a drop or two of lemon essential oil. Watch first of all, it enhances the flavor that's in there. And I don't think they taste like dirt. So for him, it would enhance the dirt flavor. But say it's broccoli and you like the taste of broccoli, sort of, but if you put a drop or two of lemon in, it sort of just takes that broccoli to a whole nother level. So that's a great way to maybe even get your kids interested in eating some vegetables they may not have normally eaten. Okay, so number 6 essential oil is ginger. And ginger has gingerol, which is another amazing compound that helps our body support nutrients. And ginger has been used for centuries. As we know, a lot of Asian cooking involves ginger. And the reason being is ginger has also been known to not only when it comes to supporting us our absorption of nutrients, but it also is all about supporting the levels of hormones. Supporting actually cortisol is where it really gets a lot of the research behind. And what is cortisol? Cortisol is what causes us to have that belly fat. So when we're stressed, that cortisol goes up and out goes the gut. So ginger is an excellent oil, again, to add to your hot drink, add to your shakes. And I'll be sharing a couple recipes with that. So that, again, is another great oil to add. So that's ginger essential oil. Number 7. We talked a little bit about emotional eating. If this is something where, this is a hard time for a lot of us for many, many different reasons. But if you're looking for some additional emotional support, a great blend is sandalwood and bergamot. Both have shown the ability to help with emotional wellness and how they connect to the limbic part of the brain, which I talk about that often. And that's that part of our brain that is our emotional command center. All of our emotions come from that part of the brain. So if we can come up with a particular blend that can support us being at sort of, balanced, whatever balanced is for you, those are the 2 oils that I highly recommend adding to a diffuser, maybe having a meditation practice. I know Laura shares a lot of great meditations here on Well World TV, maybe diving in there and diffusing some sandalwood and bergamot. Okay, so I think I've got 3 more left. Number 8, we're going back to our working out. And a lot of us, working out is not our favorite thing. Personally, for me, it is not. I don't enjoy it. But I do have a few essential oils that can not only help us get in the mood to work out, also can support how we work out and support the stamina while we work out. First oil is rosemary. It's an amazing essential oil, sort of opens up the mind, helps with support clarity, helps the respiratory system. And then we're going to add in some eucalyptus, and we're also going to add in peppermint, which we started off this essential oil list with. Those 3 oils combined, hop on your Peloton, and I can assure you it'll be the best Peloton ride you have ever had, hands down. And I know there's quite a few people that usually pop in on here, and Desmond is one of them. And I convinced him to use peppermint, and he is actually a personal, and he said it has totally changed his workouts. Like I said, it helps with supporting your lung capacity. It also even helps with recovery, peppermint, but adding that rosemary, eucalyptus, and again, nothing like increasing our stamina. At my age, I need all the support I can get when it comes to increasing my stamina. Last oil, and this is one that not many people talk about, is fennel. Now, I know that it sounds strange, but fennel essential oil is incredible. It is so powerful. And what's amazing about fennel is this is something that I highly recommend you using at night. And the reason is this: fennel has melatonin in it. I bet you didn't know that. So I like to use it, again, green tea loaded with antioxidants, decaffeinated, the great hot drink again before I go to bed. I put this as part of my sleep hygiene and how I get myself, body, mind ready for bed. I put 2 drops of fennel, and a lot of different cultures too. Fennel is used after meals, but fennel is an amazing essential hot drink. And like I said, it helps not only support your sleep, but it also has a positive effect on our weight loss. And here's what the research states about melatonin, which is in the fennel. Melatonin helps the body burn fat, not store fat. So what's incredible is while it's helping you rest and you're not even having to exercise, you are supporting your body's ability to burn fat. I mean, you talk about the 1-2 punch. I'm getting knocked out. I get to have all this support with my sleep and I'm burning fat. So an excellent oil to add to your nightly routine. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. So now we've gone through 10 of what I think are must-have essential oils when you're wanting to support your wellness journey, and sort of what you're trying to accomplish, your wellness goals. And that doesn't even have to be losing weight. Maybe it's just maintaining the weight you're at. I hear you, Brittany. I'll tell you, eucalyptus, especially now, I can't even tell you. It's allergy season here, and it is a fabulous oil to have in your essential oil toolkit. So I talked about a couple of recipes. I'm just going to go over 3 because I think this is a great way that a lot of people don't think about incorporating essential oils, but you can with your food. Always use an essential oil. Young Living has an entire blend called Vitality Essential Oils. They are safe. I know there's been a lot of debate about that, but the FDA actually has a whole website that talks about which oils are okay to use in food. So this is a few of the recipes. The first one, as I like to call, is my Metabolism Support Booster. And this is a ginger and pineapple smoothie. Everything I use is plant-based. So I use a vanilla plant-based protein. I get 1 scoop of that. You can use a cup to a cup and a half of fresh or frozen organic pineapple. Then I like to use more than 1 drop, but I always tell people to start with 1 drop of ginger because it is powerful. You can use 1 drop of ginger vitality essential oil and then 1 drop of lemon vitality essential oil. If you can take 2, I highly recommend it. And then you're going to add a half a cup of coconut water and a half a cup of ice. Now, about the ice, and I use those in all of my shakes. Make sure, because if I asked you guys and if we were live, when's the last time you changed the water filter in your ice machine? I bet all of you would go, wait a minute, there's a water filter in my ice machine? Yes, there is. So you want to make sure if you haven't changed the water filter in your ice machine, you're using spring water, distilled water. So that recipe by far is a great one to start your day with. The next one, and you can also, in all of these here too, you can always add that little drop of cinnamon to help support your insulin levels. So if you're somebody where you need a little extra work, I highly recommend it. And always ask, to me, I love any type of herb or flavor. So I don't mind them. So the next one is my citrus splash smoothie. And this is a great afternoon snack. It's actually a great lunch. And this one, again, you start with 1 scoop of vanilla plant-based protein. Then you're going to take 1 banana. I like to get my bananas super, super ripe and then freeze them. I cut them up and then freeze them. And then a half an orange. And I highly recommend that you peel the orange. If you want to juice, you can juice it and add it that way. I have a blender that just pulverizes anything. So I add a half an orange in there. Then I go down the essential oil citrus highway. And I add in 2 drops of grapefruit, 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of orange, and I am ready to go. And then this is another one. If you wanted to add a little drop of cinnamon, excellent idea. Then you're going to use, once again, a half a cup of coconut water. You can use regular water. I love coconut water, is my favorite. So that would be that. And lastly, this is my go-to. And this one definitely is going to have a little bit of a punch, so get ready. This is my green juice, and I love green juice. Everybody loves green juice. Green juice, I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was like 9 years ago when I started juicing, and green juice was my first juice. So in this case, you're going to use, obviously, a lot of green fruits and vegetables. I use no plant-based protein. If you want to add it, by all means, you can. I like to use 2 green apples. Always make sure you're using organic. Again, you can juice them if you want, or you can just put them in and pulverize them. 2 celery stalks, 1 medium cucumber, a cup of kale. I know people like to use kale. I don't like the consistency of kale when I'm doing this, so I use a cup. But hey, by all means, throw in two. Then we're going to use 3 drops of lime vitality essential oil, 3 drops of lemon essential oil, 2 drops of fennel essential oil, and a drop of ginger. Add a cup and a half of coconut water and blend up and be ready because you are going to be ready to go. And other oils that you can add to any of these are the ones I recommended, like peppermint essential oil would be fabulous to add to any of these shakes, especially pre or post workout. Again, peppermint essential oil totally supports our body's ability for helping it with recovery. So that would be another essential oil that I would definitely add pre and post workout to your shakes if you do that. I'm definitely a post workout shake person, so I do add those quite a bit to my shakes as well. And I switch it up. And what I probably will do is each week maybe I'll share a fun essential oil recipe with either my juicing or my smoothies. But most importantly, and there's all these amazing things that we've talked about, how to add essential oils, some really fun recipes to sort of getting used to adding essential oils to our diet. But when we're talking about weight loss, body image, mindset is a biggie. And there's oils that we can use. We talked a little about them last week when we were talking about essential oils and emotional support oils like Palo Santo, cedarwood, patchouli, bergamot. We're going to keep going there. That can help us sort of change our mindset, maybe get some clarity where we once didn't have it. Oils like vetiver helps with that as well. But I want to say something to you, and there's like 5 little mindset things what I'm going to cover with you right now. And first is you can to accept your current situation. Obsessing about your weight, not being happy with the shape of your body, thinking everything will change once you choose, once you lose this weight, living in that lane and constantly thinking about it. And I think many of you hear when I say that whole idea of law of attraction. So if you're still thinking about it and obsessing, my comment is what we resist persists. And that is truly it. So, sort of changing how you feel about yourself, how you look at yourself is really going to help you accomplish these weight loss and body image goals. Because I think the two go hand in hand. I know a lot of very thin women that do not like their body image. And I'm talking healthy thin, not unhealthy thin, that are not happy with their body image. And I know some very voluptuous women who love their bodies, and kudos to them. I mean, all the power to you. I don't think there's one right body type. I'm sorry, I don't live there. I've lived with that for a very large portion of my life, and I don't live there. So accepting where we are right now is extremely important. That doesn't mean it's okay or that you stop trying to change. If that was your goal to lose weight, that doesn't mean you. So I always go back to the Bill Belichick comment, it is what it is. And that now it's just, we're going to go forward from that. So the next huge step when we come to mindset is finding the right motivation. Whatever that motivation is for you, why you, not your husband, not your girlfriend, not your, whoever it is, why you want to get to whatever that optimal weight is for you, wherever you're going to feel most comfortable. And that's what's important, not everybody else. Believe me, tune them out. I know it's difficult, and there's some oils that you can use when you're doing stuff like that. When you're trying to sort of get into that mindset, use oils like I mentioned, cedarwood, even citrus, blending it to just quiet the mind, get focused, and really tap into why you want to do this for you. When you get to that point, and we talked a little bit, I shared that that technique last week where we take a few drops and we take a deep breath and we connect it to sort of a mantra. And there's some great mantras that you can do to sort of get you into that right motivation. The first one is forgive yourself when you make a mistake. If you grab a box of Nestle cookies and you eat them, don't beat the shit out of yourself. It's not worth it. It's, so forgive yourself. And maybe that mantra is, I forgive myself when I'm not perfect. So that's the first mantra. Or my body is working to return me to wholeness. And that wholeness can mean so many different layers. We could go there, but we don't have that much time today. Maybe right now I'm the healthiest version of myself. And that's for right now. And one of my favorites is I love that my body is the home of my beautiful spirit, and treating your body right and loving your body. And I love David Goggin. I don't know if a lot of people know who he is. He is sort of hardcore, but he does something called mirror work. And I think mirror work is so important when we're doing all of the stuff that's even covered here on Well World TV. And doing mirror work is looking in the mirror at yourself, which is not always easy, and accepting who you are and where you're at. And maybe taking some of those mantras and you put them on a post-it note and you put them around your mirror, and you say those mantras to yourself. And I'm going to encourage you to do this. Close the door, get buck naked, stand in front of the mirror and own that shit. Own it. Look at yourself, smile, and be like, yeah, that's me, all of it. I love that, Vanessa. I love and accept myself. And that's it. This is what this is all about. And connecting those powerful mantras to an oil that when you're in that part of your day and you can't get naked and stand in front of your post-it notes, doing that deep breathing meditation that we talked about in the last episode with the oils is a powerful thing. So I'm going to wrap this up. We got a few more to go and then I'll wrap it up. Louise Hayes. Yeah, mirror work is amazing. And if you've never done mirror work, I highly recommend it. It is a game changer. Next is changing how you feel about your eating habits. I cannot tell you, especially in my health and wellness coaching and nutrition, how many people are like bitch and moan about, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. No, you can't. But think about this. You're going to start eating this, which is going to help your sleep. You're going to start eating this, which is going to help your hair. You're going to start eating this, which is going to help your skin. So instead of coming from that place of I can't, come from that place of, wow, I can, and look at all the amazing things it does for my body, mind, and spirit. So again, just changing how we talk to ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more, and then I'm done. 4th one, stop the comparison game. Super not worth it. I can tell you, I am somebody who does that. I'm not going to lie to you. Last year, I started going to the gym. Last year, I was 49. And when I went into the gym and I looked around the gym, and I go to Gold, so I guess I'm just like to be tortured. And I looked at the women in there. I was like, really? It was hard. It was hard for me. I was somebody who I was an athlete a large portion of my life, never really struggled with weight. The last few years, I have totally struggled with weight, mostly to do with my number 5 mindset trick. But the importance of not comparing yourself. Everybody, that means everybody, is different. What the 22-year-old girl is doing next to you at 49, it ain't going to happen. It may just take 6 months, not 6 weeks like it took her. And the one girl, and I always joked with my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's ridiculous. She was my nemesis, but at the same time, she was my inspiration. She was in there all the time. And that is not going to be me. I'm never going to live in that lane. I don't want to live in that lane. So, that whole comparison game can look totally, completely different once you really start looking at it. And lastly, and this is the tough one, and this is one that I think Deborah and a few of the guests she spoke to when we're talking about body image and where we are, is addressing the real reason you're where you're at and why that weight gain is still there. And I can assure you 90% of the women that are holding on to a lot of weight, the weight gain is not there because of just their poor eating habits, because those poor eating habits probably started because of something else. And as we peel back those layers, and many of the women I've spoken to, there's years of limiting beliefs, trauma, all of that is attributed to why they feel the way they feel about their body. So there is a whole different aspect of what may be sabotaging your weight loss journey. And that may be these underlying reasons that you want to hone into and sort of release them. And there are some amazing essential oils and practices that can help you release that baggage that figuratively and literally is weighing you down. So hear me, ladies. I just got goosebumps when I said that because I know it. I've lived it. I've seen it, and I know so many of you have to get through that last level. Once you push through that last level, and let me tell you, you can do it. There's not a woman that I don't know that you can't do it once you push through. And I'm going to end here today. And I apologize, I went a little bit over. I'm a little passionate about this aspect. Is I want you to understand how important it is to love your body. You know, I love that my daughter has these mentors like Lizzo and Ashley Graham, which these women love them. You know, they are all about who they are, what they do not care, and they are body shamed all the time. But I am so blessed that my daughter has mentors and women that look up, that she can look up to, that love their body at any shape, any weight. So even if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, you can get there. I promise you, there are so many techniques that you can do, and bringing essential oils into your daily practice can help you achieve that goal. I promise you, you deserve it. And just know you're not alone. And there are tons of groups out there. And by all means, you can always reach out to me. I am more than happy to support you in any way I can. And Deborah, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to share this with your community, and how honored I am to be here with all of you. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe, be well. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments section below. If there is a topic that you would like me to cover, please don't hesitate to drop that either. I could give you my list of certifications and where I have studied, but I can assure you, if I don't have the answer, I know somebody in my wellness community that I can interview that will give you the answer. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Stay tuned.